Hey everybody, Jeff Simon here for SocialFlight, and in this stage of our Titan T-51D Mustang build, we're going to start working on the canopy skirt. So we've already got the canopy in place, and what we're now going to be working on is the piece of metal that closes it out, that comes down from just about here, down across this area, seals it out, and works all the way around the back. Now, there's a lot of artistry involved in getting this thing to fit nicely. You want it to fit so it's like really tight up against and forms this kind of, well, weather tight for an airtight when you're flying, ideally seal against this, and then there's some weather stripping along the very bottom of it. But there's a lot of art to this, and so the way that Titan does it is they give you a drawing of it that is using a template sketched out on aluminum, and it's really your starting point to get it to fit, because every aircraft's going to be a little bit different, the shapes, the way the canopy has been made, and the angles, etc. So there's a lot of variation here. So I'm going to use a process that I'm going to show you where we're going to use basically a material for templating that we can just keep adjusting and adjusting and adjusting easily, so that metal is our last part of the process. So let's get to work. I'll show you how we do it. All right, so this is the piece that you get from Titan. It's aluminum, and the templates have been outlined on the piece here. And again, it's kind of a starting point for you. So what I'm going to use is this tracing paper. I'm first going to go and trace the part onto the tracing paper. Now, left and right sides are identical, so I only really need to draw one of them. And then I'm going to take the tracing paper, and I'll show you how I'm going to take that and put it onto some heavy gauge cardboard that I can use as the templates that I'm going to be using over and over again and modifying until I have just the right fit, and then we can make our final part out of aluminum. So to do this, it's actually pretty simple, stuff that you learned way back in kindergarten. And so I'm going to fold an edge over of this tracing paper here. This is very, very inexpensive. You can get it, I got it just right off of Amazon, really cheap. Let me fold that back over. And just roll it down here to that point there. And then I've got some scissors. I can go and just cut the edge off of this so I don't have to worry about any pulling from that. Actually, I think for the moment I'm going to leave it on. Go back here. Now, I'm not going to worry about things being absolutely perfect when I do this, because again, it's my starting point, but I do want to get it as close as I can. So I'm going to work my way down the aluminum sheet here. So I'm going to start here and draw this line through. Best I can. I'm going to draw the other one here. It's good. There's a few little holes, might as well mark those, showing you where they think that the holes are likely to go. Just going to keep it flat. All right, got that part done and laid out. Now I can finish that trimming, just to get the roll out of the way. Okay, I can get the aluminum to the side, and now what I'm going to do is go get the cardboard, and what I'm actually using is a flooring cardboard, so let me go grab that. Now this is flooring protector, really simple stuff. You can get it just about any big box store, Home Depot, things like that. Although I chose to get this online from Amazon because I found a better price. And I'm just going to tape the template down now that I did with the tracing paper. Great. Now what I'm going to do is go and take a simple utility knife and cut it out. I'm going against a padded floor here, so it's really easy for me to do this. And of course, having a microphone wire in the way. Makes things a little bit challenging. Okay. And look at that. Whoa. There you go. Now we have our piece. And what's nice about this piece is it's going to be easy to put up there. So I'll show you how this is going to work. Now that I have that piece, what's nice is I can go and hold it up against here, figure out where my line's going to be, and just start putting it in. And what's nice is I can put the clecos through it. They'll pop straight through it. So let's get to work checking that part out and see how that all lays in. Bring that down a little bit to there and just pop that cleco through. There we go. Now I can get a sense for how this is going to go and can kind of see where these each are going to pop through also. To hold in place what I need. Okay. So that is starting to give me a really good sense for how this is all going to lay down. And it actually, it's going to give me the line that I need as well, which is really good. And it's actually laying in really, really nicely. I'm surprised. I mean, a lot of people have basically said that this takes a ton of work, and obviously this is just the very earliest first step with an example template. But from what I'm seeing here, it's quite promising because it looks like it does have a good fit to it, which is great. And obviously there's only so much you can do with cardboard, but what's one of the things that's nice about it is you really get a good sense for how the how the position of everything kind of is, and you sort of see what is that, like where does it actually fit, and how much kind of like bigger do you have to make it, or should you make it in order for this to work. And this is actually showing that it's a really good fit. So I'm just going to keep working parts through so I know where all the holes are, and that'll tell me a lot about and give me some confidence to put aluminum in, which will be the next step. You only put a top row so that it can kind of flex out, kind of bend out, and go and do what you need to do along the bottom. But I'm already seeing a nice curve, and I'm already seeing where I need to add more in order to make everything fit nicely. Okay, be back in a little bit. All right, now we have all the cardboard that's been fitted and in place as our template. And the next step is to put that template onto this aluminum flashing that we just got at one of the big box stores. But what's nice about it is very easy to cut, very inexpensive, and it makes that final template that we need before we go and put it onto regular aluminum. The reason for doing that, of course, is just to save money, get everything right, because this is very, very touchy. So let's get to work on that. All right, it's time to cut some real metal and hope that this works. Otherwise, I'm going to be buying a lot more metal. All right, I am pleased to say that that came out great. I was really worried about how it would lay down and thought, well, maybe I'll be ordering a lot more metal, but the process worked. The process worked of tracing and cardboard buildup and then flashing buildup and then this. I made so many changes along the way and adjustments that I'm just happy that the process actually worked. So I'm gonna take you around this so you can see what this actually looks like right now. It actually lays in really nicely, and I see I put tape here just as a protection, but it has to have some really interesting curves here that kind of snake their way around. It's like an S as to what it has to do to lay in. And then you're not going to see that part anyway because there's weather stripping that goes in there, so you actually don't even see the gap. But all in all, that came out really well. I mean, I'm excited. So I'm going to lay this on, and then, this is the weather stripping. It's a really cool profile that's flat over here and then has a little dip over on this side, and it's very easy to lay in. And so I'm going to put that on and see how that looks as well. That'll will let us know what the finished look is really what the look is gonna look like. All right, we'll get back to work and see where we go. But I think there'll be some trimming, of course, in some small amounts. But all in all, it actually fits pretty well. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, and then I just have to duplicate the process on the other side. So I'm gonna get back to work. All right, the canopy skirt is in place and things are going to start moving really fast now. Next time what we're going to do is we're going to put on the trim pieces, get those created and fitted into place that go on the inside of the canopy, and then it's time to rivet everything up, get the canopy mounted in place, and then the last step will be working on the complete mechanism that lets us crank it open and crank it closed. Until next time, I'm Jeff Simon for SocialFlight. Be sure to check out SocialFlight.com and the free SocialFlight mobile apps for Apple and Android devices. There are tens of thousands of aviation events and destinations, so many cool things to do. We've got our Fly to Win challenge where you can win some amazing prizes, and every Tuesday night we've got SocialFlight Live. Just go to SocialFlightLive.com. And it's just a really fun show with tons of cool things, with amazing guests and wonderful people for you to meet. And we also have a new show called Cockpit to Cowl with Brian Schiff and myself, talking about both the perspectives of general aviation safety from the perspective of a mechanic and a flight instructor and commercial pilot, all wrapped together. All of these shows are just brought to you by SocialFlight, and it's just an opportunity for us to help general aviation in every way possible. Remember, SocialFlight Live, you can just go to SocialFlightLive.com, and if you want to check out Cockpit to Cowl, it is Cockpit, the number 2, and the word Cowl, Cockpit2Cowl.com to register for those shows. Join them live and help participate in this amazing adventure we call general aviation. Until next time, I wish you all
blue skies.